for a while, I've spent time wondering why exactly DC Studios has such a hard time producing good content. And as I was thinking about it, I came to the conclusion that, guys, this is a real medical issue and we can't make fun of them for it anymore. They're obviously allergic to making money. Hi y'all, SnarkyJay cosplay here. So despite all the absolute garbage Warner Brothers / DC content we've gotten in the past few years, it seems like they are hell-bent on absolutely tanking this property because they even kill off content that would most definitely make money. I, of course, am talking about the recent developments and recent news about an animated Batman Beyond film that will most likely never see the light of day. All of this comes to us from Twitter, now known as X. Yuki Demers, who is both the producer and production designer of both Across the Spider-Verse and Into the Spider-Verse, he revealed that he and writer Patrick Harpin actually pitched a Batman Beyond animated film to Warner Brothers / DC recently, and they were basically told it's never going to happen. Apparently, by the end of this full-length movie pitch, the never had turned into a maybe, and now Yuki Demers is hoping to eventually get to pitch to James Gunn so they can eventually make this movie happen. We need to delve deeper into this. Let's take a look at this stuff, shall we? I mean, look how absolutely stunning this concept art is. If there's one thing that gets complimented frequently about the Spider-Verse movies, it's that absolutely iconic art style. And honestly, looking at this concept art, I think that that style fits in perfectly with the sort of futuristic setting that Batman Beyond takes place in. So why the hell won't DC let this happen? I mean, we've already seen that the Spider-Verse movies are essentially money printing machines. The first film, Into the Spider-Verse, had a budget of just $90 million, and globally it raked in over $384.3 million. Talk about profit. And when it came to the second one, Across the Spider-Verse, that one nearly doubled the box office earnings of the first with over $690.9 million globally. Numbers like that, for an animated film that isn't like DreamWorks or Disney, that is unheard of and absolutely incredible. So why wouldn't Warner Brothers jump on this? Unfortunately, I can think of a few reasons. Batman, much like Spider-Man, is an icon. So to the majority of casual audiences, there's a few concrete things about Batman. They're used to Batman being Bruce Wayne. They're used to Batman having a certain look. They're used to Batman having a very specific rogues gallery. Namely, they're used to getting Joker origin stories over and over and over. They're used to Poison Ivy, Harvey Dent, Mr. Freeze, all the usual suspects, essentially, of Batman's rogues gallery. Batman Beyond is very different from classic Batman. For one, it's sort of a relic of the 2000s when the studios felt that we needed a teenage Batman for people to look up to, so they essentially aged Bruce Wayne out of the role and instead made him a mentor to Terry McGinnis. And that's not to say that Batman Beyond wasn't absolutely fantastic. Terry had a great dynamic with Bruce Wayne, he made for a really interesting Batman, and there were some fantastic storylines and super interesting villains in that series. But the fact of the matter is that Batman Beyond never really took a firm hold in mainstream media. So most casual audiences don't know who Terry McGinnis is, they've never even heard of Batman Beyond. So essentially, I think the way Warner Brothers looks at it is if they make a Batman Beyond movie, they're pushing a Batman that doesn't look like the Batman everybody knows. Terry McGinnis's Batman costume is kind of a deep cut for casual audiences. Most of them haven't seen that version of him and they're not used to a Batman with like no chin and jaw out. They're pushing a Batman who is also not Bruce Wayne, a Batman set in a different timeline because Batman Beyond is supposed to be the future, and he's also going to be fighting villains that people have never heard of. And I'm sure that some of you will make the argument that Miles Morales is also a very different Spider-Man. His suit is different, Miles is also very different looking than Peter Parker. A lot of people these days can relate to him more because they see themselves in Miles. Essentially what happened is with Bruce Wayne, you had a white guy that eventually got replaced by Terry McGinnis, another white guy who almost looks exactly like him. Now, am I saying that I consider these things to be problems? No, I think Batman Beyond as an animated movie would be absolutely killer. And honestly, the fact that the producer of the Spider-Verse movies is the one who wants to do this, and we've got all this fantastic concept art of the Batman Beyond movie that he wants to make, this is great stuff. And the Spider-Verse movies are proof of concept that when a film is animated really well, has a super distinct style, a great soundtrack, even if it's not the iconic Spider-Man we all know and love, you can still develop new love for a different version of the character and get a lot of people completely engrossed in hearing that story be told. You guys know that I am not James Gunn's biggest cheerleader. Unless he casts me as Catwoman, he and I are not buddies. I don't want to be a hater, but for James Gunn to essentially close his ears to this pitch when he spends all day fighting people about nonsense just goes to show you that maybe when it comes to DC, his interests are 100% in making his own little niche nonsense and not actually producing things that the fans would be really excited to see. While I think that producing that Batman Beyond animated film would have those challenges that I mentioned earlier, I don't think that any of those challenges are anything that a really good marketing campaign couldn't fix. I 100% think that if this animated Batman Beyond film got made, DC would see incredible box office earnings, a resurgence for love for both Batman and Terry McGinnis, who's super underrated. It would be really great for the fans, and it would 100% get modern audiences interested in DC again because they already loved Spider-Verse, but I guess DC just doesn't have it in them to do it. And that's all from me. I've been SnarkyJay. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. For more SnarkyJay, be sure to check me out on Instagram. And if you'd like to support me, my content creation, and this channel, be sure to check out and consider subscribing to my Patreon for exclusive photo shoot content. I will add links to both of those in the description below. And let me know your thoughts on Batman Beyond being canned in the comments below.